Good morning, or depending on when you're seeing this, good afternoon, good evening, or even good night. And if you are watching this in the middle of the night, how come you're not sleeping? My name is Daniel Trigger. I'm from the West Midlands in the United Kingdom. Now, don't be fooled by my ordinary and unremarkable appearance. I am and have been a hard rock singer for over 3 decades. I've released albums and everything. In fact, I'm pretty sure and quietly confident that like a lot of people, you also won't have heard of me. But that's fine, because I'm not here to talk about singing. I'm not here to talk about music. There is something else that I've experienced for many years, and that is depression and anxiety. I lived in the grip of these illnesses for as long as I can remember, and they got progressively worse as I grew older. The purpose of this new channel is for me to share my story with you, not because I'm special or unique, but in the hope it might help you if you happen to feel the same. I would describe living with depression and anxiety as being held prisoner. You're beaten down and you're left alone at the bottom of a very deep, dark pit. For me, I was constantly terrified. I felt isolated. I was lonely. I believed I was inadequate. I felt helpless. I was exhausted all the time. I became detached from my family and from my friends because I believed that everyone would be better off without me. My self-esteem was painfully low, and it's fair to say that I despised myself and treated myself with utter contempt. In my mind, my self-image was nothing more than a useless, burned out old wreck. But after hitting rock bottom, I finally learned how to climb. I escaped that pit of despair and I found courage, strength, confidence, purpose, fulfilment, and ultimately, after what felt like a lifetime, happiness. I changed the way I saw myself. I rebuilt my self-image and finally became the kind of person I'd always wanted to be. By that time, I saw myself as a rock star, not in the musical sense, but in terms of having a strong, robust, and powerful mindset. The intention of this channel is to explain what worked for me and to share my journey. Please allow me to introduce Wreck to Rockstar.
When you fall, when you bleed, remember life's a pendulum. When you're lost and you feel, don't lose your faith in the dark of the night.
As I've said, the aim of this channel is for me to tell my story and describe my own experiences with depression and anxiety and explain how I set about overcoming them. I'll describe all the things I got wrong, of which there are many, and then how I learned to pull myself out of that pit. But before we start, let me just lay down a few brief disclaimers. First disclaimer, you don't have to have depression or anxiety to benefit from this channel. We're not fussy. We'll take anybody. I mean, just look at me. But the methods and techniques that will follow can benefit anybody who feels lost or might be struggling to find direction or to motivate themselves, or they want to control worrying or overthinking. It might be that you're looking for guidance in how to tackle fear, or perhaps you just might not like yourself very much and don't know how or what to change or even where to start. If you remain open-minded, there really is something for everybody here. Did I really just say that? Something for everybody here. Something for everybody. I mean, what are we doing? Selling holidays or something? I mean, who writes this stuff?
You did, you idiot!
Oh. Second disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not qualified to make any diagnosis, particularly as there are many kinds of mental illness, and I don't profess to be an expert. Crikey, that was expensive. I'm not suggesting I know what's best for you. I can only say what worked for me. I'm not going to ask you to delve into your childhood. That's none of my business, and it's best to look forwards anyway. There's no PhD on my wall. I have Iron Man and Deadpool instead. But if you are concerned that you may be experiencing any form of mental illness, my recommendation is to seek advice. Seek advice from your doctor or from one of the many mental health organisations around today. These days, there is help available if you reach out. So that's what I can't offer, but what can I offer? And that would be the benefit of my experience. Like many poor souls, I've lived with these diseases for many years. I've been there. I've lived in the darkness. I've felt suffocated by despair and paralysed by terror. Tell me if you feel the same. I know what it's like to be fearful all the time about things that might go wrong, and always imagine and even expect the very worst case scenario. I know what it's like to feel you're a disappointment to your loved ones, thinking you've let them down because you're a failure. I know what it's like to feel constantly irritable, impatient, have a short temper, or become tearful for no apparent reason. I know what it's like to have a white, hot, burning hatred for yourself, believing you actually deserve all the bad things that happen to you. I know what it's like to have your mind racing all the time, which leads to headaches, exhaustion, and the inability to relax or sleep. Chances are, that's why you're watching this video in the middle of the night. And if that's the case, I should do my best to help you by boring you to sleep. I know what it's like to have difficulty concentrating because you're constantly being poked, jabbed, stabbed by negative thoughts. I know what it's like to find no pleasure or interest in anything, even neglecting the things you enjoy. And I know what it's like to constantly feel like all hope is lost, and there's just no point even trying anymore.
Well, that sounds pretty bad.
Well, yeah, but those were the good days, actually. I found no silver lining with depression and anxiety because these illnesses lay siege to your mind. And this can mean that nothing from the outside world can actually reach you. But this is heavy stuff, isn't it? In fact, you could say it's a bit depressing. Should we take a few seconds break? Would you like to see our dogs? So mine is a sad but not uncommon story. However, I did break free. After a long time and with guidance, I did get better. I made myself better. And I'm not special, as you can see. So if I can do it, anyone can, if you put your mind to it. Third, I'm not here to compete with anyone or measure myself against others. Not for a minute am I suggesting that I've had it worse than anyone else. Let's be honest, there are undoubtedly plenty of people out there who struggled more than I have. I'm not special. I don't have the monopoly on depression. I'm just here to offer my experience and pass on what I've learned in the hope that it may help you too. Otherwise, just feel free to ignore it. Fourth disclaimer. I have no right to tell you what to do. You've got no obligation to follow anything I say. I'm just a washed up old rock and roller. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your boss. And I'm not your dad.
You are my dad.
Yeah, I know, but I'm I'm not there, Dad. I don't think. I'm not here to perform music for you. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm not here to try and sell you anything. Isn't that right?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just sad.
I can only hope you might accept me as a well-meaning friend. And perhaps subscribe to my channel by following the link here. 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 Never mind. Perhaps you'll share it with your friends if you feel they'll benefit from it. I do hope you'll join me on this journey. Before I wrap up, and to get us started, let me just share a few final thoughts with you. Thought number one. In my view, depression and anxiety are essentially just playground bullies. They try to control you by exacting a reign of terror over you. They want to make you feel helpless, worthless, and alone. But the thing is, you're not helpless. You're not weak. You're not worthless. You see, I know what follows later in this video series, and believe me when I say that you have more power right now than you even realise. I'll show you. But most importantly, you're not alone. You're not alone. Thought number two, depression and anxiety consume and pollute your mind. Of that, there's no doubt. They're like unwelcome tenants. The tenants from hell, actually. However, the thing is, your mind belongs to you. It's yours. You own it. You can control it. You're the boss. You're the alpha and the omega, baby. Sorry. The point is, your mind answers to you, which means that you have the ability to think and feel differently if you choose to. You can evict these unwelcome tenants. Doing this may feel like a struggle, but, and this is thought number three, it can be done. I did it, and I'm just a dopey hard rock singer, and that means you can definitely do it. For me, it took hard work, it took practice, it took belief, it took commitment, but I'm living proof that it is possible to succeed. The enemy can be beaten, and your struggle doesn't have to last forever. One of my favourite quotes is, "The night is darkest right before the dawn." And like you, I lived in the dark for a long time, but I have since watched the sun rise from the horizon. I've felt its warmth on my face, and I've seen its light shine through the clouds. This can happen for you too.
The darkness is breaking, watch the sun crack the sky. We see the world through these brand new eyes. There's nothing can break us, now we're ready to fly.
Some final good news. You already have what you need to achieve this. Right here and right now, as you admire my chiselled good looks. You already possess what is required to succeed. And I don't know you, so how do I know? And that's because you're still watching. We're over the 10-minute mark now in this video, and you haven't just given up and clicked over to Pornhub instead. This means you're serious and determined to make changes for the better. And that dedication is already one of the most powerful weapons you have. It's one of your big guns. Depression and anxiety are, in my view, malicious bullies. And like most bullies, if you make a stand, you can make them back the heck down. Now, if you'll allow me, I'll show you how I built a mental bat. Firstly, to defend myself, but then ultimately to defeat them. I really hope you will join me every couple of weeks for the next instalments. Sometimes it'll be heavy, sometimes it'll be fun, sometimes it'll be funny, because as you can see, I'm nothing if not a talented comedian. Kids, who'd have them, eh? But the thing is, laughter and humour are another big gun in this fight, because they are to depression what kryptonite is to Superman. So my first advice, keep smiling. Until next time, thank you for watching and look after yourself.
I won't waste my life away, never close my eyes, living like it's my last day, never close my eyes. I won't waste my life away, never close my eyes.
Action.
Good morning.
Alright, that's a bit creepy. Cut!
In fact, I'm quietly confident that, like a lot of people, you also forgot your lines.
Hello there.
In fact, I'm fairly confident, like most people, you won't. Did that dog just bark in my pause?
Well, yeah.
In fact, you could say it's a bit depressing. Should we take a few seconds break? Would you like to see our dogs?
Man, Doc, this is heavy. This is heavy, Doc. This is heavy, Doc.
Hello there.
Scene 1 and action.
Good morning, good afternoon. Good.
You're an old man, you can't be doing that too much.
Okay, sit down.
Is it actually recording? Oh god, Dad doing camera work. This is nightmare fuel.
Okay, let me start that again. Up, 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 up.
Hello there.
It's only been like...
Yeah, but what I'll probably do, because it's only taking 20 minutes, I'll probably do the whole thing again, so I've got two options in case I screw it up, you know what I mean? Go on.
Oh, crying out loud. I am part of the youth.